Indeed, that's right. Paris is getting ready to lead a team of 4 on a rather exciting and, I'm sure, gruelling challenge across the Pacific Ocean. And I believe this is what it looks like.
I'm Paris Norriss.
And I'm Harry Amos.
And we're Brothers N Oars, and we're training to row across the Pacific Ocean. This is our morning training, and we're training out here in Dubai, but we'll actually be rowing from California to Hawaii, 4,800 kilometers. We're attempting to row a route that's never been done before, so the world record is up for grabs, but we're not the only people who will be trying to get it. So there's other people attempting it also. So we're training to be fast and to try and win.
So it's often an early start. I was up at 5 this morning, preparing the boat. I live nearby in Sakim, so I drive the boat down to the P&O harbour. We launch and we get these glorious mornings. We do this 2-3 times a week. We need to do at least 200 hours of rowing before we start the race in June.
And we're 4 guys who have known each other a long time. We've got 2 brothers, Harry and Ollie, and Harry and I train out here in Dubai weekly, so we're all buddies, and so it's really a journey of 4 buddies trying to sort of go on this adventure and achieve something that's really sort of beyond ourselves and to test ourselves. We're also doing this to raise money for charities. So that's over and out from the Brothers N Oars rowing team. We're going to be testing ourselves across the Pacific Ocean in June this year when we row 4,800 kilometers to Hawaii. That's our big challenge. I hope you've got your own challenges coming up too, but stay tuned.
Why? Question we're going to put to the man himself. Paris is alongside us. Listen, Paris, best of luck first and foremost on that one. What a challenge to set yourself. Buddies now, as you say, 4 buddies coming together. That's going to be tested, isn't it?
It definitely is. I mean, we've got 2 brothers on the boat as well, and they really go at each other when they start arguing. And so whether we'll still be friends after 4,800 kilometers and 40 days at sea, we will find out. Maybe the hard way.
Good test.
Well, now we know that the open sea is where Paris feels most alive, but our next guest has her eye on something higher.
That's right, about 10 to 20,000 feet higher, but it's not like she has her head in the clouds. Let's chat with Tima Darian. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit more, because I've been reading up about you, about what you've been doing, all these great adventures. How are you experiencing it?
I've been into adventure ever since I was young. I've always wanted to explore and test my limits and see how long can I go. I've been always into sports, so I was in the basketball team, swimming team. I was a skydiver, and I was also a scuba diver. But then, after remembering something that I said to myself when I was 14 years old, I was about 23 years old, and I remembered that I said one day I'm going to come and climb the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. And when I remembered, I found that certificate that says I flew over Everest, but I didn't climb it. And I'm like, okay, this is it. Let me try my first mountain. Wow. And after climbing the first mountain, I felt like my body was made for the mountains, and I knew this was more than just a hobby. It was really a passion, because I was willing to do whatever it takes to be on a mountain. So I came back and I had my vision board ready and set, because I discovered something called the 7 Summits, which is the highest mountain on every continent. And it's been going really well. I just finished my last summit, so I completed all the 7.
Which one was that?
My last summit was the one in Antarctica, the highest mountain in Antarctica.
So all 7 done now?
All 7 are done, and I'm working on completing the Explorer Grand Slam, which is, so you keep on pushing the limits, as I said.
You go to the poles, isn't it?
Yeah, so I also just finished the South Pole, and next is the North Pole.
Which was your most memorable one of the lot?
Memorable one? I mean, all of them are memorable. I can't forget any of them, but I think Everest is very memorable because it took 2 months to climb. It's very stressful. There's a lot that's happening within those 2 months. You're away. There's a lot of reflection and the acclimatization process, what you see, and being just in a remote area for so long.
This is you going up Everest, isn't it?
Wow.
This is me coming down, actually, and I was extremely exhausted. I was coming down from one of the rotations. This is from high camp 2. Yeah, and like in that shot, I was literally saying, why am I doing this to myself? Like, I'm so exhausted. But it's just those moments that really make you realize why you're really doing it. Because I have the option to just give up and stop, but I consciously decide to continue.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously you do all your mountain climbing, but I was having a little stalk on your Instagram and I see Curly Adventures. You've just wrote a children's book.
I did.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? And are you hoping to inspire a new generation of female mountain climbers?
Yeah. So Curly Adventures Mount Everest really came after giving a lot of talks in schools. And children inspired me to write that book because the questions that they had was completely different when having a conversation with an adult. And it's more interesting to me.
The truth comes out to children.
And what's funny is sometimes they don't believe me until I show them the real pictures and like a video of me talking. They're like, oh, it's real, like you can climb. So I decided to write that children's book. One, to break gender roles and stereotypes, to really change perspectives. I'm a big believer of a growth mindset, and that's something I work on all the time. So I plugged in a few messages in the book to develop the children's growth mindset. And the motto of the book is really to dream big and never give up.
I've got to just ask you something which fascinated me, especially about writing the book. What can you tell young people today if they wanted to follow an adventurous lifestyle or pursue that career if they wanted to?
You gotta try first, because if you don't try, you will never know. And after trying, if you really believe that you're willing to do whatever it takes to commit to training, to changing your lifestyle, you need to be determined. And it takes perseverance to continue the journey, because there's a lot of setbacks throughout climbing the 7 summits or continuing my adventures. And I really want them to be ready for that and not worry about it. Like, take a step and don't be afraid and never give up.
I wanted to ask both of you, actually, because obviously both of you have gone through some serious training for your own adventures as well and challenges. And we all know that part of that training you will hit a wall and go, you know what, I just want to stay in bed, I can't be bothered, etc. How is it important to get to those moments, to pick yourself up, almost the failures, and go again?
Oh, absolutely. So feeling uncomfortable is part of the training. So we actually set our alarm in the middle of the night to go on the rowing machine in the middle of the night, because we have to do that in what we're actually going to be doing.
But that goes down well at home, doesn't it?
Oh, I hate it, everybody else hates it. But we have peer pressure among us. So I think a key turning point in our training, because initially when we started, we all had different ideas about our training. And, you know, Ollie would be going for a run and Harry would be doing weights, and I was sort of there going, I don't think that's the right thing. But then I thought, well, who am I to tell them what is the right training? So when we got an external coach, and we brought on this guy called Gus Barton, who's got 10 world records for the teams that he's coached, all of a sudden we're all on the same program, and we're able to compete against each other and keep track of each other. It's like, what did you get this morning? And I have had a quiet few days, but I got a message saying, Paris, we haven't heard from you in a while. Are you doing the training? So that always helps.
Training's key, isn't it?
It's definitely what makes it fun. I mean, if you don't train, you can go and climb, but it's going to be a horrible experience and you're setting like yourself up to no good. It's dangerous. And training for mountains, I don't know how you guys train for the sea, but you need to climb other mountains because mountains is not just climbing. Climbing is definitely a very big part of it, but living on a mountain is a completely different experience. You need to be ready that there's no showers, it's a completely different world, you gotta sleep in a tent, the food that you eat is very basic, and if you don't mind these kind of things, then yeah, this is one way. And of course, you do the endurance training.
How do you keep your curls looking like this?
Yeah, that was going to be my question.
Let me tell you what, once I had this comment saying, oh, look at her, like women go on those mountains making sure they look good. I'm like, does this person think I curl up my hair before coming out of the tent? Because let me tell you, it doesn't change. My hair sticks like that. It just becomes dreadlocks, and it's so hard to unknot it after every expedition, but it stays the same way.
Timo, we've got to leave it there and out of time on this occasion. All the best with the future challenges as well. We'll definitely get back in studio to tell us all about them, but thank you so much indeed for joining us. Right, time for a quick break, but do stay with us. Apparently next we're going to find out how a selfie can help you tap into your inner adventurous soul. Stay with us here on DXB Today.
Welcome back, and we're talking about adventures, and for many, no adventure is truly complete without it being documented and posted on social media. A bit like my gym workouts.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah, well, get it up on social. In fact, Paris, I hear that you've got a massive following on YouTube. I don't have it here. I know for a fact that you've got a massive following on YouTube. Interested to know about the power of socials at the moment, especially with your message and what you're trying to get across. Has it sort of revolutionised the way we get the message out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we were very lucky at one point when we went out early morning training that the sun came up and we were surrounded by dolphins. And we've got iPhones and we quickly captured it all. And we're like, this is going to go viral. And it did.
That's how I came across your Instagram, actually, from that video.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We thought people would be interested in what we have to do, but actually it's the dolphins.
It was the dolphins.
Yeah.
They did a great marketing job for you.
Exactly. And so that got it out, and over 1 million people have seen it. And, you know, that just helps more people to understand what we're doing. And there's a charity element to what we're doing as well. So if the more people who know about it, the better. It helps us to raise funds for that, as well as we've got to get, corporate sponsors to back us. So it's definitely key to be able to get more people knowing what we're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
So definitely, Paris, there's a lot of things to talk about. I also have other questions to ask you later on. Our viewers at home may not know that they can follow you every Saturday night at 8 p.m. right here on Dubai One. Can you tell us more?
So I've been creating an adventure show here in the UAE for quite some time now. I called it Guy in Dubai. It was just a fun idea I had, and I started out with me and my friend with a camera, and then it sort of developed into a TV show, and we've been doing the most incredible adventures, everything from racing the world's fastest powerboats, flying across the empty quarter in paramotors, skydiving, finding shipwrecks that were off the coast of Dubai, which at the time they were the biggest catastrophe since the Titanic, and things that a lot of people might not know about this country, and I've been adding in the adventure sports that I've been learning along the way to kind of bring some energy to that whole thing.
Your cameraman must love you.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes I put them in very difficult situations where I say, right, I need you to hang from up there and abseil from this rock. And the way I've chosen my team is I've chosen guys who love that stuff.
It's good, though, because it's a different narrative to what Dubai and the UAE offers, isn't it? So many people out there would think, oh, Dubai, it's all about shopping, isn't it? And the bling, etc. And yet you're showing a whole new side to the UAE.
Well, yeah, that's the UAE that I know. I mean, and as you guys will know, living here is very different than if you visit. If you visit, everybody sees the bling, as you say. But living here, it's you live a different life, and you have to find more wholesome things to do. And it's actually quite an amazing adventure hub. And I've discovered, huge amounts about the history here, which is interesting. I've got quite close to the culture here through these adventures, and it just makes it so much more fun to live here when you can come a bit closer to the country.
Listen, if you are a little intimidated and think, oh, you need to find that adventurous spirit like the man alongside me, worry not, we'll have more from Paris in just a few moments' time. But if you haven't tried all of those experiences, you might want to try this. Dina may have found the solution to make it look like you have.
7,000 square foot museum dedicated to taking selfies? Yep, welcome to 3D World Dubai, the Selfie Museum. Featuring 185 reality-defying artworks, and you get to be the star of each one of them. Let's check it out. As the largest 3D museum in the world, there's more to 3D World DXB than just reality-defying artworks. With 9 different zones to explore, there's also an interactive gallery that speaks to everyone's inner child. It's open every day and is a great spot for kids and adults. And to make sure you get the best photographs possible, check out the examples they have on the wall and look out for the foot placement signs they have on the floor for the perfect spot to stand. Well, you know, if there's one thing I recommend before you make your way over to 3D World Dubai, it's to make sure your device is fully charged, because you're going to be taking a whole lot of photos. Now I'm going to say bye because I'm actually getting a little nervous up here. It's a lot higher than I expected. Okay, bye guys.
Well, Paris, thank you for being here with us today. It's been a pleasure having you. But are you ready for your next challenge?
I don't know. What have you got for me?
Well, it's DXB in 60.
It's the biggest yet.
Yes. We're going to ask you as many questions about the show in 60 seconds. I want to see how well you are going to do. We've already got some leaders on our leaderboard, but today it's your turn to see if you can get to the top.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I guess I have to be. Let's do it.
In 3, 2, 1. What was the name of your fellow adventurer you met on today's show? Joyce Azam or Tima Darian?
Tima Darian.
What was Tima's adventurous activity of choice? Bungee jumping or mountaineering?
Mountaineering.
Correct. What is Tima's next mission? To ski to the North Pole or to the South Pole?
Ooh, North Pole.
Incorrect. What mountaineering challenge has Tima already completed? The 10 Peaks Challenge or the 7 Summits Challenge?
7 Summits.
Correct. When Tima completes her next mission, she will be the first Arab woman to complete which title? The Grand Slam of Mountaineering or the Adventurers Challenge?
The Adventurous Challenge.
Incorrect. Which popular Dubai attraction did we explore in today's show? Was it Miracle Garden or 3D World Dubai?
3D.
3D World Dubai.
Correct, you were paying attention. 3D World Dubai is a museum of what? Art or selfies?
Selfies.
Correct. How many zones were there in 3D World? 9 or 20?
20.
Incorrect. You have run out of time.
No, I don't think I did very well.
You've got 5 correct.
It's a valiant effort.
That's all right. Where does
Let's
that
see.
put me?
Where does that
Take
put
it.
you on the leaderboard? Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's get the leaderboard up for you now to see where Paris comes in. He's top of the... Well, he's top of his own leaderboard at the moment
Yes,
when it comes to
you're
training.
in the top 3.
3. There we go. That's bronze position.
Podium, isn't it? Podium,
Yes,
isn't it?
podium.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good on you, Paris. Thank you very much indeed for being a great sport. Thanks also for coming in and co-hosting today.
A pleasure.
All the best with the training. All the best with the new challenge. When are you off?
June the 12th is when we leave from Monterey, California on the water, but we'll be there a couple of weeks before that.
Listen, we'll be staying in touch. And can people stay in touch with the progress, etc.?
Absolutely. I mean, follow us on Brothers N Oars, which is our Instagram, but we'll also then start announcing how people can follow the tracker so they can track us as we row.
Amazing. Good on you. Congratulations in advance, and thanks so much indeed for joining us today.
Thank you.
Right, we are going to take a short break, but yeah, it's true. Ibby in the house. We will have a live performance coming up next here on DXB Today.
Welcome back. We have someone very exciting here, right here in the studio. A Dubai-based singer and songwriter, EVVK.
How are you, Khaled? I hope you're good.
Welcome. So, just to ask you a couple of questions so everybody knows a little bit more about you. I've seen that you have over 10,000 Instagram followers. But the real thing is, where did you get your inspiration for music writing?
Well, I've always liked music. My mom, may she rest in peace, she was a music teacher. And she always tried to steer me away from the path, but it just wouldn't stick. I have a bachelor's in chemical engineering, which I never used. But yeah, it's okay. How it is, yeah.
That's perfect. And then more about, let's say, where you get your inspirations from let's say, from music, what genres and so on?
Well, I grew up listening to rock and metal and some rap. So Eminem was one of my favorite lyricists at the time. A lot of Metallica and Linkin Park. And right now, some of my favorite songwriters are Charlie Puth, Ryan Tedder from One Republic. They have some really good songwriting skills. Yeah.
I love One Republic and Metallica and so on. But now we're going to head over to Tom. Tom has something very exciting to tell us.
Yes, indeed, Khaled, quite right indeed, because we've got the one, the only, the legend that is Hans Zimmer in town this weekend. And guess what? You could be seeing him live. Quick reminder, Hans Zimmer, who? Well, basically, any film you've watched, he composed the music, be it Top Gun, The Lion King, Sherlock Holmes, and many more.
That's right, Tom. And if you want to win, all you have to do is go to the Dubai One Instagram page, find our competition post and follow the instructions and let us know why you should win.
Exactly that. Well, folks, as they say in the cartoons, that's all for today. We're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow. Khaled, thank you very much indeed to you for everything. Ames, bless you, thanks so much indeed.
Thank you.
Enjoyed that one. Same place, same time tomorrow. Ibs, you ready? He is indeed. Ibby, take it away.
Tell me, how can I take you home when your eyes got me frozen still? I try to move, but they won't let me go, and I've lost all my power of will. Darling, your touch can heal my broken soul and remind me of the way it feels to find shelter in the arms of someone close. So won't you keep me near you? I know you think that I'm a fool. I know you're feeling this too. That's why I wanna stay here, near you. Tell me, how can I sleep the night without your fingers in my hair? Oh, your absence feels just like my lungs ran out of air. Darling, your touch can heal my broken soul and remind me of the way it feels to find shelter in the arms of someone close. So won't you keep me near you? I know you think that I'm a fool. I know you're feeling this too. That's why I wanna stay here near you. Near you, near you. Oh, oh, no, no. Near you. I know you think that I'm a fool, but I know you're feeling this too. No, no. That's why I wanna stay here.